The events in Genshin Impact are good and welcome. Partially, these events keep the game alive. Mostly, I'm happy for them. But there are a couple of problems concerning them. One of them being the amount of rewards they give you. I mean, just look at them. If we're lucky, we would get at least 3 to 5 wishes worth of them, which is bullshit. Give us at least, I don't know, a minimum of 5 to 10? Why is miHoYo so stingy about it? 10 extra wishes still don't mean you'll get your desired characters at all. You have to complete 5 events to get at least 10 wishes across a month. I mean, come on. After Primogems, we mostly get hero experience stuff, gold, and weapon enhancement ores. But don't get your hopes up. The amount of them won't even be able to level up a character till one ascension threshold after level 40 or 50. For the reference, it takes around 9 or 10 heroes experience books to level up a character from 80 to 81. It's the same as giving a person one drop of water. It may keep you alive, but will it be enough to satiate your thirst? No! You will get more of them with the resin. For 40 resin, you will get at least 7 to 8 purple experience and at least 10 blue experience stuff. Will they be enough to? Of course not. You still have to farm a lot, and the amount the events give us does not add much to the overall progression. Even if we get 10 heroes experiences per completed objective, it would still not be enough to max out one character. And I'm not speaking about other characters waiting on a list to be leveled up. The same can be said about weapon enhancement ores that we get from events, but since you can easily get a lot of them without even trying, makes the whole reward redundant. The amount that's needed for the 10 levels beyond 40 are at least 60 of those. So yeah, once you can ascend one of your weapons, and that's it. I only tried to farm them in the beginning, first 2 months or so, but after that I stopped, and good thing I did so. Since now I have around 1500, if not more, I could max out a lot of weapons. But since I already maxed them out, I never need to use them, so they pile up, and I'm pretty sure the same thing happened to most of the players. So, miHoYo, give us more money or experience books. I can't dare to ask for more Primogems, right? Show me one person who's happy about getting weapon enhancement ores during the events, and if you're giving them, give us at least the amount to max out at least one weapon. It's just ridiculous. Do the people who make these events don't understand how this game works? It seems as if, and I've said this many times already, that the people who created and designed the core of the game and the events are two completely different groups of people who have no contact to each other whatsoever, and the latter have no idea how the game works. For the note, the game is already grindy enough. And with these events, you can alleviate this grindiness at least by a bit. The latest event with Baketanuki is a perfect example of a simplest events that Genshin has to offer. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's bad, but in terms of doing extraordinary stuff is a bit of a lackluster. You are just going around to some of the locations of Mondstadt and Liyue, take a couple of photos, and that's it. In simplest terms, there will be only one button which you'll press most of the time, get to the end of a section, which showers you with some rewards. The rewards, again, aren't much, but for the effort you put into it, they are perfect and are welcome in my opinion. But when every kind of event except of the Lantern Rite one gives you the same amount of rewards as Baketanuki's, it becomes a bit unfair. Especially when you have to achieve a specific goal, such as the score. During the Lantern Rites bomb creation, for example, in this activity you have to mix and match the techniques in order to create a perfect bomb. Do you know what you get for creating perfect bombs every single time? Nothing. Not even the simplest materials for your characters. For me, this could have been a perfect place to give away extra Primogems. But since MiHoYo is a bit stingy about giving away free stuff, then at least more materials and not only 2 experience books, please. It's just laughable at this point to give us something that we can get more by spending 20 resin at any point in time. For the fighting event, where by defeating a set of enemies as fast as possible nets you more score points almost every single time, the last rewards are always no amount of gold and 5 or 6 weapon enhancement ores. I mean, weapon enhancement ores. Who needs those at this point? Majority of the player base, or at least 50%, is already playing Genshin more than 6 months. And trust me, if they explored every region, plus collected their daily commissions and expeditions every day, then they will have an abundant amount of these ores, plus extra mats to create these if they somehow decide to level up all of their weapons, because they have nothing else to do anymore in this game, which, truth be told, happens a lot to me when I'm done with events, abyss, and commissions. Who gets motivated by seeing these rewards? Oh boy, I'ma do my best in this battle, otherwise I might not get those 6 weapon enhancement ores, which I easily could have crafted if I wanted to. This is just ridiculous and brings my motivation to the lowest levels that I never knew even existed in me. I'm like Shishi, but more disappointed, I guess. Why is it wrong to have a little challenge? It is possible to have a casual challenging game. In fact, most PvE games can be one. As long as there isn't any PvP or direct competition with the other players, the game will remain mostly casual. The main reason being the meta. It's funny, isn't it? Usually meta keeps every PvP game in check and forces majority of the player base to behave in a certain way, such as the usage of a specific weapon or armor or skills and so on. There isn't a meta in PvE games. There are of course best weapons or skills or the characters, and if you use them then you'll win in most cases, but since you're not directly competing with the other players, you are never forced to use the above characters and weapons, since you can clear majority of the game's challenges at your own pace. Maybe you won't be the first one to clear an event, but you will still do it as long as you don't give up. But is it good that game hands you stuff without earning them? I mean, just look at the previous event's rewards. The most important ones, the Primogems, can be acquired by everyone. Either change the last rewards or slide Primogems on the last or the second place. It does not make much sense to strive for the best scores and get 6 weapon enhancement ores in the end. Or the best scenario, make something special such as the most important and rare crafting materials, the billets or billets? I mean, these things. I've been trying to max out the refinement rank of the Snow-Tombed Star Silver Greatsword for a half a year, and the fucking weekly bosses don't drop any pilots. You know, there are a lot of stuff which would be welcomed by the most players, such as artifact boxes as rewards for completing the highest difficulty of an event. At least we would use those to enhance our artifacts. Please, MiHoYo, every time I look at the last rewards, my eyes just don't see anything. It's a blank space out there, waiting to be filled with useful stuff that we actually could use. I may speak mainly about negatives of Genshin Impact, but don't get me wrong. I criticize something because I care about it and want it to be the best thing in the world. You know, when me and my pals talk about games and the topic goes for some reason to Genshin Impact and they tell that they truly have an interest to play it and ask me if I'd recommend it, I don't give my recommendation because I know that they either won't like it or ruin their lives because of it. You know how hard it is to tell my best buddy not to touch a game that I truly enjoy and is one of my favorite pastimes these days? Because of this, I started making videos and posts about it. Only we as a united community can tell devs, hey, this is bad, improve it please, and eventually change the game. I hope I'm not alone on this front. Well then, sorry to end on a negative note, but still have a nice day, or night. Take care of yourselves, and stay healthy. Bye bye.